Stop for a moment. Just stop. Because what I am about to share with you is going to challenge something so fundamental about how you experience yourself that you may feel a slight tremor move through your body before we are even a few minutes in. And that tremor is not fear. It is recognition. It is the part of you that already knows what I am about to say. The part that has been waiting, quietly, patiently, for someone to finally put words to what you have been feeling in your own throat, your own jaw, your own mouth for weeks, maybe months, maybe longer than you consciously remember. Your mouth is changing, not metaphorically, not in some vague, abstract, spiritual sense that sounds nice but means nothing. Your mouth, your tongue, your throat, the very mechanism through which you form words and send them out into the world, is undergoing a transformation so profound that it is restructuring not only how you speak, but what becomes possible when you do. And here is what makes this so easy to miss. You have been told your entire life that your mouth is simply a tool, a biological instrument for communication, for eating, for breathing. Open, close, chew, swallow, talk. Mechanical, functional, unremarkable. But what if that is the single greatest misunderstanding you have ever carried about your own body? What if your mouth is not a tool at all? What if it is a portal, a gateway through which frequency either enters this dimension or gets trapped before it ever arrives? Because that is exactly what the Arcturian Council is transmitting right now. And if you found your way here, if something nudged you, something whispered, something made you click on this instead of the 1,000 other things competing for your attention, it is because this transmission is not just information, it is activation, and your system is ready for it. Let me tell you what has been happening to you, because you need to hear it named. You need someone to say it out loud so you can stop, wondering if you are losing your mind. Some of you have noticed that words are getting stuck, not in the way they used to, not like nervousness or forgetting what you were going to say. This is different. It is as though the words you used to reach for so automatically no longer fit. You open your mouth to respond the way you always have, to say the polite thing, the expected thing, the thing that keeps the surface smooth, and something inside you physically resists. Your throat tightens, your jaw locks, just slightly, just enough that you notice. The words feel wrong in your mouth, like wearing someone else's clothes. They are technically functional, but they do not belong to you anymore. Some of you have noticed the opposite. Silence has become louder than speech. You find yourself in conversations where you would normally contribute, normally fill the space, normally perform the version of yourself that others expect, and instead you just go quiet. Not because you have nothing to say, but because something deeper than your mind is making a choice. Something in you is refusing to waste the frequency of your voice on words that carry no truth. And some of you, and this is the one that really unsettles people, have noticed that when you do speak, when you speak from that real place, from the center of what you actually know and feel, things happen. People react differently. The room shifts. Someone tears up and cannot explain why. A situation that was locked suddenly opens. A stranger says you just changed something in me and you did not even say anything particularly profound by normal standards. You just said something true, something that came from below the surface. This is not coincidence. This is not charisma. This is not some personality quirk you have developed. This is the shift. And it is happening to every starseed on this planet right now, whether they recognize it or not. But here is what no one tells you. Here is the piece that most spiritual teachings skip over entirely because it is too confronting, too specific, too strange. Your mouth is not just where words come out. It is where worlds come out. Every single word you speak is a frequency event. It is a vibration that leaves your body and enters the quantum field. And it does not just describe reality. It organizes it. It commands particles into formation. It collapses possibility into actuality. Your voice, your specific voice, the one you hear resonating in your chest and your skull and your bones, is a creation instrument of extraordinary power. And for most of your life, it has been tuned to a station that was never yours. Let that land for a moment. Really let it in. The way you have been speaking, the words you have been choosing, the tone you have been using, the things you have been saying yes to when you meant no, the conversations you have been participating in that left you feeling drained and hollow, the scripts you inherited from your family, your culture, your education, your social conditioning. All of it has been running through your mouth like a program. And that program has been creating a reality that does not match who you actually are. This is why you have felt the friction. This is why manifestation has felt so difficult for some of you, despite doing everything right, despite the visualizations and the affirmations and the vision boards and the journaling, because you would sit in meditation and align your frequency with what you desired. You would feel it in your body. You would reach that state of coherent resonance where you knew it was coming, and then you would open your mouth and speak yourself right back into the old reality. You would complain about something out of habit. You would agree with someone else's limitation because it was easier than standing in your own knowing. You would describe your life using the language of lack, of struggle, of not yet, of someday. And every single one of those words was a frequency instruction sent directly into the field that said, keep things exactly as they are. Your mouth was canceling what your heart was creating, and your body knew it. Your body has always known it. That tension in your jaw that you thought was stress, that recurring tightness in your throat that no amount of tea or rest seemed to resolve, that strange sensation of something being stuck, something wanting to come up and out, but having no pathway. Those were not physical symptoms. Those were energetic symptoms. Your system was trying to tell you that the frequency wanting to move through your voice was being blocked by patterns of speech that were too small, too old, too false to carry it. If this is resonating with you, if you are feeling that recognition stirring in your body right now, take a moment to hit that like button and subscribe to this channel so you do not miss what comes next in this series of transmissions. Now here is where this goes deeper, and I need you to stay with me because this is where the Arcturian transmission that becomes something Fabsom are not prepared to hear. The Arcturian Council does not view your mouth the way any earthly tradition does. Not even the most advanced spiritual traditions, though some have come remarkably close. The Arcturians understand the human vocal apparatus as a multi-dimensional frequency generator that was originally designed not for communication, as you understand it, but for creation. Direct creation. The shaping of reality through intentional sound. Think about that. Before language as you know it existed, before grammar and vocabulary and syntax, before the mind got involved and started organizing sound into categories and meanings and rules, the human voice was pure frequency. It was tone. It was vibration. It was the raw, creative force of consciousness moving through a physical body and out into the material plane. and it could do things that your modern mind would classify as impossible. This is not myth. This is not legend dressed up in spiritual language to sound impressive. This is the original function of your instrument, and every ancient culture on this planet preserved some memory of it. The Aboriginal Australians understood that the world was literally sung into existence. The song lines, the paths of creation that crisscross the continent, are maps of the frequencies that generated physical reality. To walk a song line and sing its corresponding tones was not a ritual. It was maintenance of creation itself. The Hindu tradition preserved this understanding in the concept of Nada Brahma. The universe is sound, not was sound, not was created by sound, is sound. Right now, continuously. The entire manifested universe is an ongoing vibrational event, and the human voice is designed to participate in it consciously. The Hebrew mystical tradition understood that the letters of the alphabet were not just symbols, but living frequencies, and that certain combinations of sounds spoken with intention could literally rearrange the structure of reality. This was not metaphor to them. This was technology. The Tibetan monks who can produce multiple tones simultaneously from a single throat, creating frequencies that shatter glass, that alter brainwave states in everyone within earshot, that produce measurable effects on the physical structure of water. They are not performing a trick. They are demonstrating what the human voice is actually capable of when it is freed from the limitations that modern civilization has imposed upon it. Every one of these traditions was pointing at the same truth. Your voice is not for talking. Your voice is for creating. And talking, as you have known it, has been a dramatic reduction of your instrument's true capacity. Like using a symphony orchestra to play a single note. Like using the ocean to fill a cup. And now, right now, in this window of time that you chose to incarnate into, your instrument is being returned to you. Not all at once. Not in a single dramatic moment. But gradually, persistently, irreversibly, your mouth, your throat, your vocal system is being recalibrated to carry frequencies it has not carried in thousands of years. This is what the Arcturian Council calls the speaking shift, and it is one of the most significant upgrades occurring in the Starseed collective at this moment. Let me explain what is actually happening at the energetic level, because understanding this will help you work with the process instead of against it. Your throat chakra, the energy center known in Sanskrit as Vishuddha, which literally translates to purification, has been operating for most of your life within a very narrow bandwidth. This is true for virtually every human being on the planet, but it is especially significant for starseeds, because starseeds carry vocal frequency codes that originate from dimensions where sound operates completely differently than it does here. In higher dimensional reality, there is no separation between thought, sound, and manifestation. To think something, to speak it, and to create it are the same act. There is no delay. There is no gap between the vibration of your voice and the response of the field. Sound is instant creation. When you incarnated into this third dimensional density, that capacity was compressed, dramatically compressed, like taking a vast, luminous spectrum and squeezing it through a pinhole. You retained the hardware, the physical and energetic infrastructure capable of producing creation-level frequency, but the software was locked. The bandwidth was restricted, and the throat chakra, which is the primary regulator of this system, was set to a frequency range that allowed only basic communication, enough to survive, enough to function, enough to participate in the collective reality, but nowhere near enough to create from. This is why so many starseeds have had lifelong issues with their throat. Thyroid problems, chronic sore throats, difficulty swallowing, a feeling of something pressing on the neck, a history of being silenced, of being told to be quiet, of learning early that their voice was too much, too loud, too strange, too honest for the world around them. These were not random health issues or unfortunate childhood experiences. These were direct consequences of carrying a high-frequency vocal instrument in a low-frequency environment. The suppression was almost inevitable because the full power of your voice, if unleashed without preparation, without the corresponding rise in collective frequency, would have been too disruptive, not dangerous. Disruptive. Your voice at full capacity does not match the reality most people are living in. It would have created too much cognitive dissonance, too much energetic disruption, too much involuntary awakening in people who were not yet ready. So it was compressed, held back, turned down. And you learned to speak small. You learned to choose words that would not threaten anyone. You learned to modulate your tone so it would not carry too much power. You learned to say things you did not mean because the things you did mean felt too big, too true, too real for casual conversation. You learned to participate in a communication system that was designed for information exchange, not frequency transmission. And a part of you has been suffocating ever since. I want to ask you something. When was the first time you remember silencing yourself, holding back the real sound because you learned it was not safe? Share that moment in the comments, because naming it is the first step in releasing the frequency that has been trapped there ever since. But here is what is changing. Here is what the Arcturian Council is pointing to with such urgency and such precision. The collective frequency of this planet has risen enough, just enough, that the lock on your vocal system is being released. Not all at once, in stages, in waves, in moments of sudden opening followed by periods of integration. But the direction is irreversible. Your throat chakra is expanding, the bandwidth is widening, and frequencies that have been stored in your system since before you were born, frequencies that you carried into this incarnation specifically for this time, are beginning to move. This is why your mouth is changing. This is why words feel different now. This is why silence has become so loud and so necessary. This is why certain conversations have become physically intolerable. This is why your body is refusing to let you speak in ways that do not match your frequency anymore. Your system is not malfunctioning. It is recalibrating. And the recalibration requires a period of what might feel like confusion, like losing your ability to communicate normally, like not knowing what to say or how to say it. But this confusion is not a problem. It is a threshold. It is the space between the old way of speaking and the new way that is trying to emerge. And the new way, let me tell you what the new way feels like when it begins to come online. Because some of you are already there and you need confirmation, and some of you are approaching it and you need to know what you are moving toward. The new way of speaking does not originate in the mind. It does not start with a thought that gets translated into words that get pushed out through the mouth. That is the old pathway. That is the pathway of constructed speech, where the mind selects words based on what it thinks will be effective, appropriate, safe, convincing. That pathway produces language that is technically functional but energetically flat. It communicates information, but it does not transmit frequency. It fills space, but it does not change anything. The new way of speaking originates in the body. It starts as a sensation, usually in the chest or the belly, sometimes in the very base of the spine. It rises, not as words, not yet, as energy, as a feeling that has weight and texture and direction. And when it reaches the throat, it finds its own words. Words you did not plan. Words you might not have chosen. Words that surprise you even as they leave your mouth, because they carry a precision and a depth that your thinking mind could not have manufactured. This is channeled speech, not in the dramatic, performative sense that word has sometimes been given. Not someone else speaking through you. You speaking through you. The real you, the full you, the version of you that exists beyond the personality, beyond the conditioning, beyond the carefully curated identity you have been presenting to the world. When that version of you speaks, reality listens. And this is what the Arcturians want you to understand most deeply. When you speak from this place, you are not just communicating, you are commanding the field. You are issuing frequency instructions that the quantum fabric of reality responds to directly. Not eventually, not symbolically, directly. This is why your words have started carrying more weight. This is why people respond to you differently now when you speak from that real place. This is why situations shift when you finally say the thing you have been holding back. You are not just being honest. You are being creative in the deepest sense of that word. You are using your instrument for its intended purpose, and the field recognizes it. The field has been waiting for it. But here is the thing, and this is where I need you to be really honest with yourself. Because the upgrade is available to every starseed on this planet right now, but not every starseed is allowing it to move through. And the reason is not lack of spiritual development. The reason is not that you are behind or doing something wrong. The reason is much simpler and much more confronting than that. You are still protecting yourself with your words. Pause with that. Breathe into it. Let it find the place in your body where it is true. You are still using language as a shield. You are still using in words based on what will keep you safe rather than what will set you free. You are still performing a version of yourself in conversation that is designed to manage other people's perceptions rather than transmit your actual frequency. And every time you do that, every time you speak from strategy instead of truth, you send a signal to your entire system that says it is not safe to open. It is not safe to let the real sound through. Keep the bandwidth narrow. Keep the power low. Keep the voice small. And your system obeys. Because it always obeys. It is always listening to the instructions you give it. And the primary way you give instructions is through your own speech. You are not just speaking to others. You are speaking to your own cells, your own field, your own quantum blueprint. Every word that leaves your mouth is heard first by your own body. And your body does not evaluate the content of your words. It reads the frequency. It feels whether the vibration of what you are saying matches the vibration of what you actually know to be true. And when there is a mismatch, when you say one thing but feel another, your body registers that as incoherence. And incoherence is the single greatest obstacle to the activation that is trying to happen. This is why the Arcturian Council is speaking on this. If this video is awakening something in you, what we have explored here only touches the surface. My complete guide, Beyond the Frequencies, a quantum guide to consciousness mastery, walks you through the full system of 9 master frequencies, step by step, from transforming resistance into creative power to living as the field itself rather than separate from it. It is linked in the pinned comment below. Now, not because the information is new, it is ancient, but because the window is open. The planetary frequency has reached the point where starseeds who consciously choose to align their speech with their truth will experience an acceleration in their evolution that would normally take lifetimes. The throat chakra is the bridge. It is the bridge between your inner knowing and your outer reality. It is the bridge between what you perceive and what you create. It is the bridge between the higher dimensions you came from and the physical dimension you are here to transform. And that bridge has been closed for most of you, partially open at best, functional enough to get by, but not open enough to do what you actually came here to do. And what you came here to do requires your voice, not your social media presence, not your written words, though those carry frequency too. Your voice, the actual sound that moves through your throat and out into the air and into the ears and into the nervous systems and into the fields of every being within range. That sound is your primary creation tool, and it is time to use it. So let me share with you what the Arcturian Council offers as understanding for how to consciously participate in this shift. Because it is happening whether you participate consciously or not. But conscious participation is the difference between a turbulent, confusing process and a graceful, powerful one. The first thing they want you to understand is that silence is not the absence of speech. Silence is the foundation of true speech. And many of you have been guided into periods of unusual quietness, recently not as punishment, not as withdrawal, not as depression, but as preparation. Your system needs silence the way a musical instrument needs tuning before a performance. The silence is not empty, it is full. It is recalibrating your vocal frequency to match the new bandwidth that is opening. If you have been feeling called to spend more time in silence, honor that completely. Do not force yourself to speak when your body is asking for quiet. Do not interpret the silence as something wrong. The silence is the upgrade installing. Let it complete. The second thing they want you to understand is that the physical sensations in your throat, your jaw, your mouth, your tongue are not symptoms to be treated. They are signals to be listened to. When your throat tightens before you are about to say something, it is not anxiety. It is your system telling you that the words you are about to speak do not match your frequency. When your jaw clenches, it is holding back sound that wants to come through but has not yet found safe passage. When your mouth goes dry in the middle of a conversation, your body is asking you to pause, to drop deeper, to find the words that are actually true before you continue. Learn to read these signals. They are your guidance system. They are more accurate than any external teaching because they are coming from your own body's intelligence, which is directly connected to your higher dimensional self. Your body always knows when you are about to speak below your frequency. Always. And it will always try to tell you. The question is whether you are listening. Tell me in the comments, what is the one thing you have been holding back from saying out loud, the truth that sits in your throat right now, waiting for permission to exist? You do not have to share the details. Just describe what it feels like to carry it. The third thing, and this is the practice, the actual practice that the Arcturian Council offers for accelerating this shift. Begin speaking to reality directly, not to people, not to situations, to the field itself. And I know how strange that sounds, so let me explain what I mean. Most of your speech is horizontal. It moves from you to another person, or from you to yourself in the form of internal dialogue. It operates on the plane of social interaction, of information exchange, of narrative. But creation-level speech is vertical. It moves from your deepest center straight up through your throat and out into the quantum field. It is not directed at anyone. It is directed at everything. It is a declaration of frequency, a vibrational instruction issued to the fabric of reality itself. This is what prayer was originally. Not asking, not begging, not requesting from some external authority. Declaring, stating, sounding your truth into the field with such coherence and such conviction that the field has no choice but to reorganize around it. You can begin this practice simply. Find a space where you are alone, where you feel safe enough to let your voice move without monitoring it, and begin by simply making sound, not words, sound, a tone, a hum, a vibration that starts in your belly and rises through your chest and moves through your throat without any attempt to shape it into language. Let the sound be ugly if it needs to be. Let it be strange. Let it be raw. Let it be whatever it actually is without your mind trying to make it acceptable. This is the sound of your frequency before language gets involved. This is the vibration that your voice carries beneath all the words, beneath all the conditioning, beneath all the careful modulation you have learned. And it needs to move. It needs to be heard. First by you. First by your own body. First by your own cells. Because when your body hears its own true sound, something unlocks. Something remembers. Something ancient and powerful stirs in the base of your throat and begins to rise. After the sound has moved, after you have given your raw frequency permission to exist without language, then let words come. But do not think them first. Let them emerge from the same place the sound came from. Let them surprise you. Let them be declarations that your mind did not compose. Things like, I am here. I am ready. I remember what my voice is for. I release every word I have ever spoken that was not mine. I call back every frequency I have ever given away through false speech. I am the sound that creates. These are not affirmations. Do not treat them like affirmations. Affirmations are mental constructs repeated for psychological effect. These are frequency events. The difference is not in the words, it is in where they come from. If they come from the mind, they are affirmations. If they come from the body, from the belly, from the deep well of your actual knowing, they are creation. And you will feel the difference. Your whole body will feel the difference. The air around you will feel the difference. Practice this. Not as a technique, not as something you do for 10 minutes and then return to speaking the old way. Practice it as a remembering. Practice it as a gradual, daily, moment-by-moment return to coherent speech. Start noticing throughout your day when you are about to speak from habit versus from truth. Start catching yourself in the micro moments where you choose a word that is safe over a word that is real. Start feeling the difference in your body between speech that carries your frequency and speech that betrays it. And be patient with yourself. Extraordinarily patient, because you are not just changing a habit. You are reversing thousands of years of vocal suppression. You are reopening a channel that was deliberately narrowed, and the process of reopening it will bring up everything that caused it to close in the first place. This means you may find old emotions surfacing. Grief, anger, fear. Memories of times when your voice was silenced, when you were punished for speaking truth, when you learned that the safest thing to do was to say nothing or to say what was expected. These are not setbacks. These are clearings. Every emotion that surfaces is a frequency that was trapped in your throat, and it needs to move through and out before the new frequencies can move through and out. Let them come. Let the tears come if they come. Let the anger come if it comes. Let the sound of your grief move through your throat without trying to make it pretty or spiritual or acceptable. The most powerful thing you can do during this phase of the shift is to let your throat be honest. Completely, terrifyingly, beautifully honest. With yourself first, and then gradually with the world. Because here is what happens on the other side of this process. Here is what becomes possible when your vocal system comes fully online at its new frequency. And I want you to feel this, not just understand it, because the feeling of it is what will carry you through the uncomfortable parts. When your voice is coherent, when the sound that leaves your mouth matches the frequency of your deepest truth, you become a tuning fork for reality. You do not have to try to manifest. You do not have to try to heal. You do not have to try to awaken anyone. Your voice does it automatically, not because of what you say, because of what you sound like, because of the frequency that rides on your words regardless of their content. You walk into a room and speak, and the room reorganizes, not dramatically, not theatrically, subtly. The tension drops, the confusion clears. People suddenly find themselves saying things they have been holding back. Truths start surfacing. Pretenses start dissolving. Not because you are doing anything to anyone, because your coherent frequency gives permission. It creates a field in which truth becomes easier than lies. In which authenticity becomes more comfortable than performance. In which the real can finally breathe. This is what the Arcturian Council means when they say starseeds are here to anchor higher frequencies into the physical dimension. They are not talking about meditation. They are not talking about holding space silently, though that has its place. They are talking about speaking. Opening your mouth and letting the sound of your actual frequency enter the air of this planet. Because sound travels, sound penetrates, sound restructures matter at the molecular level, and the sound of a starseed speaking from full coherence is one of the most powerful forces available on Earth right now. This is your purpose, not the only expression of it, but a primary one that many of you have been overlooking because you were taught that spiritual development happens in silence, in meditation, in withdrawal from the world. And yes, silence is where you tune, but the world is where you play. The world is where your instrument is needed. The world is where the frequency of your voice does its actual work. And the world is ready, more ready than you think, more hungry for the sound of truth than you can imagine from inside your hesitation. Consider sharing this transmission with someone whose voice you know has been held back, someone who has been speaking small when you can feel the enormity of what lives inside them. When you share this, you are not just passing along a video, you are extending a frequency that activates the same remembering in them that is activating in you right now. And that ripple effect amplifies the shift in both of you. accelerating what wants to come through each of your voices. I want to take you even deeper now, because there is a dimension of this that the Arcturian Council considers perhaps the most important of all, and it has to do with the relationship between your voice and time. In the third dimensional experience of reality, you understand speech as something that happens in the present moment and then is gone. Words are spoken. They vibrate in the air for a fraction of a second, and then they disappear. This is the linear understanding, and it is almost entirely wrong. Sound does not disappear. Frequency does not expire. Every word you have ever spoken is still vibrating, still active, still exerting its influence on the field. The words your mother spoke over you when you were an infant are still shaping your reality. The words a teacher spoke to you when you were 7 years old are still resonating in your cells. The words you spoke to yourself in your darkest moments are still broadcasting their frequency into your field right now. This is not poetry. This is physics. Sound is vibration. Vibration is energy. Energy does not cease to exist. It transforms, it disperses, it changes form, but it does not disappear. And the frequencies you have been generating with your voice throughout your entire life have created a vibrational architecture around you that is actively influencing what you attract, what you repel, what you perceive, and what remains invisible to you. The Arcturian Council calls this your vocal field. It is the accumulated frequency signature of every sound you have ever made, and it extends around you like an invisible atmosphere, preceding you into every room, every conversation, every interaction. People feel it before you speak a single word. It is why some people feel trustworthy before they say anything. It is why some people feel unsettling before they say anything. The vocal field speaks before the mouth does. And here is why this matters so profoundly for the shift that is happening right now. As your throat chakra expands, as your vocal frequency rises, it does not just change your future speech. It begins to restructure your vocal field. The old frequencies, the accumulated vibrations of every false word, every suppressed truth, every time you said, "I am fine" when you were breaking, every time you said, "It does not matter," when it was the only thing that mattered, those frequencies begin to dissolve, to release and to clear from your field like fog burning off in morning sun. And as they clear, your reality changes. Not because you are doing anything new in the external world. Because the vibrational atmosphere you carry with you everywhere is shifting. People begin responding to you differently. Opportunities that match your actual frequency begin appearing. Situations that were held in place by the old vocal patterns begin to release and transform. The external world begins to mirror the new sound you are making, even when you are not making any sound at all. Because your field is always speaking, always broadcasting, always creating. This is the depth of the shift your mouth is going through. It is not a surface adjustment. It is not learning to speak more mindfully, though that is part of it. It is a complete restructuring of your relationship with sound, with voice, with the creative power that lives in your throat and has been waiting so patiently for you to remember what it is for. And I want to be very clear about something. This is not about becoming a speaker. This is not about developing some kind of vocal charisma or learning techniques to be more persuasive or impactful. That is the old paradigm dressed in new clothes. This is about becoming honest, vibrationally honest, frequency honest, Honest in a way that goes so deep, it restructures your cells. Honest in a way that your body recognizes as home. Honest in a way that makes the universe say, finally. Finally, they are speaking their real sound. Now I can respond to who they actually are. That is the shift. That is what your mouth is going through. And it is the most sacred, the most powerful, the most consequential transformation happening in your body right now. So here is what I want to leave you with. Not as instruction, as invitation, as a frequency that you can choose to step into whenever you are ready. The next time you are about to speak, pause, just for a breath, just for a heartbeat. And in that pause, drop your attention from your mind to your body. Feel your belly, feel your chest, feel the base of your throat, and ask, not with words but with attention, what wants to come through right now? What is the true sound? What is the real word? What would I say if I were not afraid of being too much, too strange, too honest, too powerful? And then let that come through. Even if your voice shakes, even if it comes out differently than you expected, even if it creates a moment of discomfort in the conversation, let it through. Because every time you do, every single time you choose truth over safety, coherence over comfort, your real sound over your conditioned sound, you widen the channel, you accelerate the upgrade, you step more fully into the instrument you came here to be, and the world receives something it desperately needs. Not your words, your frequency, the sound of a consciousness that remembers what it is, the vibration of a being who has stopped performing and started creating, the voice of a starseed who has finally opened their mouth and let the real sound through. This is what the Arcturian Council sees when they look at you right now. Not someone who is struggling. Not someone who is confused. Not someone who is behind. They see an instrument on the verge of its first true note. They see a voice that has been silent for lifetimes, preparing to speak. They see a frequency that this planet has been waiting for, encoded in your throat, stored in your cells, ready to emerge. And they want you to know that the discomfort you have been feeling, the strange sensations in your mouth and throat and jaw, the difficulty finding words, the growing intolerance for shallow conversation, the way silence has become more appealing than speech, all of it, every single bit of it, is evidence that you are exactly where you are supposed to be. That the process is working, that the shift is happening, that your mouth is changing because you are changing. And what is about to come through, you will change everything, not through force, not through volume, not through trying to convince anyone of anything, through sound, through frequency, through the simple, radical, world-altering act of opening your mouth and speaking what is true. If this transmission has moved something in you, if you felt it in your throat, in your chest, in the quiet recognition of your own knowing, leave one word in the comments. Just one word that represents what you felt. Not a sentence, not an explanation. One word. Let it be the first practice. Let it be the first time you let a single true sound move from inside you to outside you without overthinking it. Let that one word be the beginning. And if you are ready to keep receiving these transmissions, to stay in this frequency, to continue remembering what you came here to do and who you came here to be, Stay close to this channel, because this is not the end of the message. This is the beginning. Your voice is waking up, and everything is about to change. Now that your voice is activating, you need to understand what is happening to the rest of your sensory system. Watch the video on why your eyes are changing, because the Arcturian Council reveals how your vision shift works together with your voice to complete the full frequency upgrade you are moving through right now.